Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of Dody 6. Dody will be born around 1998 in South Central Los Angeles, and from the start, his life will begin in the area known as the Rollin 40s. That area is known for the notorious Crip gang who ran those streets. The Rollin 40 Crips would become an established gang by the 80s, and for years and decades to follow up would build a deadly reputation on the streets, known for being one of the most active gangs in the whole LA County, full of members ready to show what the 40s were about. The 40s would gain many rivals by the 80s, like the Crips' first traditional rival being the Bloods, with their early rivals being gangs like BPS, the Brims, and the Rollin 20 Bloods. But with the change in LA over several years, they would be fully locked in wars with several other Crip gangs, like one of their most hated rivals, the Hoovers, who hold Car at a Point, were Crips, and several other gangs from the Gangsta Car, like the Trouble Gangsta Crips, and the A-Tray Gangsta Crips, among others. But the 40s would even go to war at points with other allied gangs, being the Rollin 30s and the Rollin 60s, but those beefs have simmered down. The 40s are allies to gangs in the neighborhood Crip Car, with them being part of the neighborhood Car. The Rollin 40 Crips consist of 4 cliques in their turf: Western Side, the Dark Side, Park Side, and the Ave. Some of the 40s turf stretches from Vernon to Lamert and Crenshaw to Fig. Now Dody 6 life revolved around his neighborhood, starting his early life on 48th Street, with all his family living in different areas of the 40s, from the Dark Side to the Avenues. Growing up, Dody would be a bad kid, with a tough exterior, feeling he would do whatever he wanted and no one could stop him, and he gravitated to the street life and activities at an early age, being molded by the area he grew up in. Dody's dad was heavy in the streets, and seeing what that could lead to, his mom wanted to give him a better life, as well as his younger siblings. She would move them to the IE, thinking it would keep him away from the streets of South Central, and also the 40 Crips, but that wouldn't stop him. He would be taking trains and buses just to go back to his neighborhood, and by the age of 14, him and his friends would become official members of the 40s by getting put on the Avenue clique of the 40s. After officially being put on, Dody dived deep in the streets and embarked on a criminal lifestyle. He would begin committing robberies, all for money, knowing he needed money to survive in life. This led to him being arrested in his freshman year of high school, and this will be a continuous thing in his life. Being in and out of jail and camp during his teenage years, Dody would get a GED in jail, but along the years, he would pick up rap. Even though he was fully in the streets, he would start making music and dropping songs with people from his hood. And in his music, he started off as disrespectful, dissing several enemy gangs in several songs. But just when he started to get some views and some clout, he would be sent back to jail. Upon being released from this bed, he would be arrested again for a robbery at 18. That would change his life, and this robbery would get Dody a 7-year sentence, which he was facing 20 years, so he took a 7-year plea deal. Most rappers being arrested and sentenced to almost a decade, this would kill their careers, with them not having the access to drop music with no studio or engineer, and lack of resources. But this wouldn't stop Dody. Actually, this would make him go even harder. From behind bars, he had several iPhones, which helped him create music and still connect to producers and cameramen who would edit the videos he had other inmates record. But a few things will always mess up his progress, like him staying in fights and also being caught with several phones on many different occasions, adding more time to his sentence, which caused him to get several write-ups and made him move to many other prisons during his bid. He would do several videos on several platforms and also features with other rappers until he made his own YouTube channel, which he would drop several videos from behind bars on. While being in jail, Dody has dropped 9 EPs from behind bars from 2020 to 2024, with EPs like Deep in the Game and Live from Prison, both dropping in 2020, Free Dody and Something for the Streets in 2021, Property of the State in 2022, and in 2023, he would drop a list of EPs like The Godfather, Rare Breed, Hood Trophy, and in 2024, he would drop Make Vernon Great Again, and in 2024 of August will be the year Dody 6 will finally be released after several years behind bars.
Hey, you hear me though? Yeah. Nigga made it out. Yeah. Hey. What's up, man? Hey, what's up, man?
Just freshly being released, Dody has already dropped 3 videos, still being consistent. Now being released, he would try to blow up, and already starting off on a good start, networking, and even doing interviews on No Jumper, and planning to do several features. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.